Hello all, welcome to Pivotal Traders. So we'll be discussing about tomorrow's expiry. So let's quickly jump in. So what we're seeing is that we're seeing a bottoming kind of support over here in the bank nifty, where we see that on the daily front, on the daily chart, you see that seems to be a reversal candle and then a follow-up being is made, and this is the 20 moving average which is being taken as a support point, and you see how beautifully it is taking support around this level. So it took support over around here, and now it is trying to make some reaction around this 20 moving average. So that is the plan on the daily front. Now if we switch on to the 15 minutes chart and try to make some sense out of it, then we see that a large downfall which came across in the bank nifty, a large downfall. Let me just take the marker from here. Okay, so this breakdown from the bank nifty, which led it to fall below the 200 moving average, is kind of now coming back to the 200 moving average. So it seems that it will try to spend some time around the 200 moving average, and then it can expire something within this range like this. So if we see 200 moving average as something like this and as an extension, then once it has fallen back to this level, so if it is a case that there is a downfall which is coming near to the bank nifty, then it will try to come back to its level, come back to the 200 moving average, spend some time, and then take a downward move like this, or can it reinitiate an upward trajectory. So these are two possibilities. So for one thing is good, that we are around the 200 moving average, but the other thing is that we are there for around how many days now. Let me just calculate for you. So something around 1 day, 1 hour, 30 minutes. So around 1 day we have spent around 200 moving average. So that's not much. So we can expect that it should hover around this, and if it goes further away from the 200 moving average, it will not go farther. Okay, so that is the basic understanding. Now if before jumping into the price action front, let us look at the data, because so many of you just skip the data front. If you do not understand the data, how will you sell the options? Because options is all about getting to know where your risk is. So if you don't know what your enemy is, and what plans they are making for you, then you will not be able to succeed. So let's quickly jump in. So when we see here that 40,000, you see very interesting data is there. For at 40,000 today, the straddle gave a decent amount of TK. You see that a put addition was very much confident. You see the put addition at the 40,000 on the put side, the OI addition is quite confident. Now similarly on the call side, you see 40,100 is having a good amount of addition. Now in between this, it seems to be the case that the bank nifty should expire within 40,000 and 40,100. Now if that is the case, then another interesting fact is that look at this. This is something around 11 lakh. Okay, we can say it is 11 lakh. And look at this is also something around 11 lakh. We can just, for the sake of simplicity, we see that approximately more or less it's same. Okay, now if we are to witness that this call writing, which is huge, which is humongous, you see, you see around 21 lakh anywhere around this? No, no, we cannot see. But here you see humongous call writing at 40,000. So if there is a humongous call writing at 40,000, then what can happen is this can run for short covering. Now if this uh, call shorters, the people who are writing the calls at 40,000, if they get scared, then tomorrow can be a good short covering. So that is one very crucial point which we can, on the call side, which we have to keep it in mind. So if the bank nifty is falling, it will not fall much. But if the bank nifty is reacting in a way that it is going a little bit slowly and slowly upside, and then making a reaction on the upside, that is highly likely. So you have to make this point. On the downside is limited, but the upside is not. So that is one takeaway from this data analysis of the option chain. Now if I'm to move forward and talk about what type of data, so we have discussed about the quality of data. Now what type of data? You see that the PCR has shown a good amount of strength today. So the call writing was leading since the morning, and the PCR fell. Even though it fell, it quickly regained after 12 o'clock and closed the day like that. So, and this thing, the 40,000 straddle has seen a good amount of decay. You see the decay in the 40,000. Since 1st of November, it was around 1031. So you see kind of decay it came in the 40,000 straddle. Still it has crossed this point and figure chart of around 4 500 points, 500, yeah, the cumulative value of the straddle. So it has crossed that, now hovering around 367. What I expect is it will come back, it will expire somewhere around 50 rupees or 100 rupees. So that is my expectation for 40,000 straddle. Okay, so this is another takeaway. Now if I am to look at the multi strike, let's just okay. So if we see the multi-strike analysis here, then we find that the put writing, you can see the orange line here that is denoting 40,000 PE. You see how smartly it was somewhere around the second last, and smartly it moved and became even it became the first here. So that is the kind of beauty which is happening at 40,000 put writing. So the put writing OI change is leading the way, and that's what I can expect, that tomorrow also it can play a major role in deciding the course of action, which can be unidirectional. Since last expiry was also a unidirectional one, so it's not that it will be the same, but we can expect that something of similar nature can happen, being the importance of the daily candle and the sport. So I have already drawn the black lines for you, and the black lines and the red line. The red line is denoting the price action front, where on the 15 minutes chart you see that there was a reaction, there was a halt over here, and there was a reaction, and the price moved on the downside here. And the black line is denoting the point, the VWAP point where I have defined within the range. So if I have defined a range which is important to me, I have defined the VWAP level around those levels, and I have drawn the black line. So simply put, these are the range for tomorrow. And what can be the possible move? If I am to look at the possible move, as I said, that the upside looks very much unbounded. So if it is unbounded, then in the event of a flat opening, I can expect that the bank nifty would quickly jump into the black line and then can give a reaction and can close somewhere like this. Okay, so this is the first possibility in the event of a flat opening. Now the second possibility, in the event of a gap up, I will see the gap up as a trend continuation which bank nifty showed in the previous time, and this downfall which has come in the bank nifty can be a possibility of just a gap filling. So if there is a gap up opening, that means it reinforces the bulls that trend is with them, so they will pump in the more of their liquidity to support the point on the upside, and the bank nifty can close on the higher front. So this is the second possibility in the event of a gap up opening. Now gap down opening is quite interesting, because that is where the confusion lies. The gap down opening will lead to confusion to the bulls, that whether they should support the trend or not, and it will give some idea to the bears that they can enter into, but the tug of war can lead into, and both will try to take charge of the market and can fail, and a reaction can be there where it can end somewhere around this. So this is the range for tomorrow, where the upside is defined at 40,752, and the downside should be at the black line. So I'm not defining it till the red line here, I'm just defining till the black line, because as I expect that the downside would be limited but the upside will not be. So this is the plan for tomorrow is expiry. I hope you like the video. Do comment, subscribe and share. All the best for tomorrow. Have a great day.